Hey guys, welcome to the show. We're going to talk about Happily Ever After 90 Day Fiancé. We're going to give our take about us. I mean, me and my wife. She's going to kick in some contributions. She's going to give her thoughts and her opinions on this. Now, we're going to do it a little different. I'm not going to describe this scene. Essentially, what happened was, over here, Libby and Moldova man Andre came over to the house and shared that Andre wants to move back to Bulgaria. Loren has taken a position that this is the bad idea for both Libby and her husband and her family. It's going to mess everything up. And she's taken a position, she's taken it upon herself to become the defender of we're not going to let Libby make this terrible mistake by moving to Moldova. All right? So, the question that was kind of popping up during the course of this episode was Lauren's position that she knows what's best for Libby. And she's going to try to push her opinion onto Libby because she has to counsel Libby into how she should live her life and she should conduct her family. Now, what are your thoughts as far as Lauren taking a position that she knows what's best for Libby and voicing that opinion and being strong in that opinion? Because I think when we were watching it, you were saying something to the effect of, you have to kind of see where they are.
Yeah. Well, when you're talking to your girlfriend and you're on the phone with a friend, she might say things that she doesn't want her husband to know how she's feeling at the time, or the fact that by the time they get together, maybe her and her husband have more conversation and she's more open to the fact. So I think you got to meet your friend where they're at the time that you're speaking to them. You can't go over the top like, "Oh, remember when you said you didn't want to move there? You don't want to move there. Stop saying you want to move there." Maybe she
Mm,
does want to move there. Like for me, Lauren oversteps all the time.
right.
I wouldn't know how to be a friend to Lauren.
Yeah. And I think that that's a fair point because it just seems like she thinks she has it all figured out. Because there was a point during the course of the episode where Lauren had even said, we're both married to Eastern European men. And I had to step up to my man and let him know what it was all about. And there is a point where you're dealing with your friends. And this is one of the boundaries I think Libby has to set with Lauren. Just because this is a battle you may have fought with your husband, my disagreements with my husband, my man, and my relationship are not the same as your battles.
Right.
Like you're trying to take your problems and put them onto me.
Yeah.
Like you're trauma dumping your shit onto my shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that that's a lot what you're saying. Like if you're coming at it from a perspective of you talk to your friend and they might take a strong position. I'm not going nowhere with this sucker. He trying to move me to Moldova. Ain't nobody trying to live in no Moldova. I grew up in Florida. I'm Florida till I die. She, like you said, she might have a conversation with her man, and he might say, "Look, if we go to Moldova, we're making X amount of dollars here. We're making $70,000 here, right? You're staying at home. I'm making 70 grand. We could go to Moldova." Here, 70 grand puts us in an apartment. We go to Moldova, we have an estate with $70,000 American. That is a possible conversation. You want a maid? We can afford a maid in Moldova.
Mm-hmm.
In America, you are the maid. You're working for somebody else, washing somebody else's toilet.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's a possibility too. Because like I said, I think America is awesome. Like I've lived in America all my life, been to America. It's great. But let's be honest. Being rich in another country is still rich.
Right.
You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it begs the question: would you rather be poor in America or rich in Moldova, which makes you rich possibly in Prague, rich in other parts of Europe? And as Yara, who I didn't put a picture up of, like she said,
Mm-hmm.
like you're in Moldova, you're not limited to Moldova, especially because they do have that the EU agreement.
Right.
You can travel to different countries, so you can go from Moldova, jump in your car or hop on a short plane ride and be in France.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And instead of it being like, okay, it's an all day affair for you to go to France, you could be in France or or London or UK or one of the other European countries, Spain, in a matter of hours or so, like
Right.
a couple of hours. So, I mean, a lot is open up to you, and it's a lot of opportunity there. So I don't think it's something that you should just close the door on because, hey, I'm all about the red, white, and blue, and this is where I grew up, and this is all I want to do.
Right.
You know?
I think well, Libby's approach to friendship is overstepping. Where I like Yara's approach to friendship. She kind of treats it like the internet. Like we're having the conversation now.
Mm.
Where, what you said yesterday, it doesn't matter. We're talking now. We're talking today. This is the conversation. And she's treating it as such. Okay, Libby, you want to move there? I'll tell you what it's like to live there. And then you decide if you want to go. Okay, now today they're on, she doesn't want to go. You don't want to you now she's on today, you want to go? Go. And Lauren's like, I don't think you should be encouraging her. Shut up.
Right,
You don't know what you're talking about.
Well, and that's the thing too. Like, y'all don't encourage her. What do you mean? Don't encourage my friend to do the thing that she says she wants to do? Right. To me, that is what a friend does. A friend encourages you to do the stuff that you say you want to do. One of my favorite lines actually comes from Burn Notice. Like when Donovan, Michael Weston was talking to his girlfriend Fiona at the time, and he wanted to get all Burn Notice so he could go back to work as a spy. And she didn't want him to be a spy anymore because she wanted to live a life with him here in America or travel around and they could be a couple together. And he essentially said to her, my favorite line, he said, you should want for me the things that I want for myself. So if my dream is to become a spy, if you want to be with me, you should be supporting my dreams and not trying to tear my dreams down. If you want to be Libby's friend, support Libby in what she wants to do. And it sounds like, in kind of reflective of what you said, if you're Yara and you're a good friend, she said, okay, you're open to going to Moldova. I'm going to support you going to Moldova. I'm not going to tell you Moldova's bad because honestly, there was a point where Yara had always talked about going back to Europe and being in Europe and how awesome Europe was and how different it was to being in the States. Because we do have kind of an isolationist opinion of like immigration, of like traveling. So when we go to different countries, like if you're in the United States, you can travel to all 50 states, no fuss, no muss, no problem. And even though the cultures are different, even within the states, like, the culture is a little different, say in New York versus in Tennessee. At the end of the day, we're still all Americans. Whereas if you go, like I said earlier, if you go to Europe, they see themselves as individual countries, but they also have opportunities more. They're open more for travel and people coming into their country, in and out of their countries. And so there is opportunity there. And that's what Yara likes. And that's what she wanted to express to Libby, especially when Libby was saying that she had been to Moldova before and she enjoys going. She's even said while she was in Moldova, I could see myself living here. Like, and that kind of is reflective of something that my mom always said, my mom and dad had always said, especially when it comes to couples arguing and you getting involved with a couple arguing. Sometimes you got to fall back because at the end of the day, even if they have a disagreement, you're not going to be there when the cigarettes get smoked. You know what I mean? When they mend their fences and they do what they do in the dark and then creeping at the night, you're not going to be there. And when they sitting there talking in they afterglow, you the asshole. Yeah. You know what I mean? You the one. You the one. So you got to play your position in that scenario.
And Libby's already demonstrated she's cut family off. So she ain't got no problem letting
a friend go. Yeah. Yeah. Good point. Because Libby is one of them people. She would get in those arguments, and her family, a lot of her family took the same position that Loren took. Andre is such a male chauvinist pig, and he's such a this, and he's such a that. He's pushing Libby around, and they took the position that they were going to defend Libby. And then every time, if you've ever watched this show, Loren, I don't understand why you're falling for it, because every time this happened, Libby has always gone back to Andre's side and talk crap about her family. Like you said, she talk crap about her family. And if you go do that to your family, your sisters that you grew up with, your dad who's paying for your whole life because she worked for a dad and she ready to cut her dad off. If you can cut your dad off, who's paying for the house you living in, the cars you driving, the food you put in your belly. Even though you married to this man, your man worked for your dad. You work for your dad. Your dad is paying for everything. You ready to cut his ass off because he talks shit about your husband because your husband says some wild shit to you?
Right.
Yeah, girl, you have no chance as a friend.
Right.
And you need to play your position. You know what I mean? Play your damn position.
Right. And then how can you say you're out? I was just want to go out and have a good time. I want to have a good time, but you stay looking for the confrontation.
Right.
Like, how can I get into an argument with somebody? You know, she even came to the tell-all with harsh words in her mouth. Like, she's just, I don't know. She just comes off as drama to me.
Right. The one thing I don't like about Loren, if you listen to, like, there was a part of this episode where Loren had went to the young lady who flipped on Andre, and cussed his ass out. Right? Cussed him out, blessed his ass out on the way out the door. She comes over to Loren's house the next day, apologizes for acting out of pocket. And Loren basically says, I understood, I apologize to you because I didn't defend you more. And Andre was completely out of pocket. He was out of hand with everything that he was saying. Then later in the episode, she's in the car with Libby and Yara, and she was apologizing to them for her friend being out of control and her friend saying the wrong thing.
Right.
So Loren, in that situation, Loren has more faces than a deck of cards.
Pick a lane.
Yeah, you just all over the place. I don't know what you about. Andre, he's an asshole for sure, but at least you know where he's coming from. You understand what I mean? Like, he stay an asshole. It's not like he change up on you. Like, it's not like, oh, surprise, I'm a jerk now. Like, he is who he is, and he's consistent. And I appreciate that part of it.
Then you got Yara and Jovi, silly Jovi being the, the voice of reason.
Yeah.
While they're over there at,
you got drunk ass Jovi.
Libby's kids tasted all the other kids.
Yeah, Libby's kid. Libby had a child. That child was biting everybody's ass. Like, it bit one of Loren's kids. Then it turned around. That kid went in the crowd of their daddy. Then he turned around, bit the other kid. That kid went in there, cried to his daddy. Then I guess he bit the third kid because he was like, I know you're going to be talking shit when I leave, saying I wish he would have did me like that. So here you go. Like, that kid, I would have put a bone in that little mug's mouth.
I think he was hungry.
Yeah, little bastard. I'm like, look, here's a bone. Chew on this. You know what I mean? Give him like some rawhide. I'd ask him, you got a dog? Nah, man. But Lexi and was it Andre and Libby's kid show up? I give him one of them rawhides. You know what I mean? Because this kid bite everything. He bite everything but lettuce and broccoli. This kid is out of control. He is a meat eater.
Hungry.
Yeah. Oh, that's just how he say hello. No, it's not how you say hello. Your child is a bully.
He's listening to y'all talk all the way over in the
Yeah.
car.
Yeah, he over here trying to eat people. He trying to show them what it's about. Like, I'm in it too, Daddy. I got your back.
Didn't taste was yours.
Yeah, Libby is also two-faced. Because Libby sits there, she puts it out that she needs somebody to come and defend her.
Right.
And then she turns right around and she criticizes the people who are defending her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in that situation, like, you got to just wipe your hands. Libby, you on your own.
Yeah.
You got to do you, boo-boo. You got to fight your battles.
I think for me, like, that's where Yara is the smartest one in the room. Because she's figured that out.
Right.
She's staying clear of it. And she's like, no matter what I say to her, it's going to be different tomorrow. So she's just treating her as, she's going along with the flow.
Yeah, Libby is constantly looking for a storyline.
Yeah.
And Yara is like, I don't want to be a part of your storyline. And you know what? Season after season, I gotta say, Yara has her own individual issues. But season after season, Yara is proven to be probably the most consistent, rational person on the show. Because, there's not a lot of stuff that Yara say that there's some things that she will do that I'd be like, nah, that was a bad move. But there's a lot of stuff that she says, a lot of the sentiments she has and the way she conducts herself makes Yara a solid woman. Like, she's solid. I mean, even when she's dealing with Jovi's a little wishy-washy.
Yeah.
Wishy-washy. But Yara, for the most part, has been solid. So like you said, I respect the fact that she took that whole situation, she saw it for what it is. Okay, my friend needs defending. I'll step in and help the defender if she wants to fight with me. But that's also part of it too. Sometimes you got to make sure that the person that you defending is willing to stand up and fight shoulder to shoulder with you.
Right.
Because isn't there and that's one of the things that I would say I would have kind of struggled with, because even in a situation where I thought maybe the person isn't being represented the way they want to be represented in this situation with their husband or significant other, right?
Mm-hmm.
As the friend or a person on the outside, I think that you also have to ask the question, like, if I come off, and I'm gonna put it in this respect, if this person is being mistreated, right? Person being mistreated, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you come off and you become hyper vigilant in defending that person. What happens when they make the decision to go home with the person who's mistreating them?
Mm-hmm.
Are you helping them? Are you in service of them? Are you saying this shit because it makes you feel better? Like, I got my stuff off. I said what I wanted to say to dude. I made him feel small and tiny. I cussed his ass out. I punked him up because I got up in his face and I made him back down, right? But did I help the person who he's been talking trash to or been overly aggressive with, especially when they get in a car and they go home?
Mm-hmm.
Or did I set them up to get mistreated worse?
Right.
I gotta be careful how I say it because of YouTube guidelines. But you understand what I mean?
Right. Right.
Like, you could, if this dude is like wild and crazy and he off the hook and they not ready to leave, you sending them home with a damn tiger.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Mm.
And I think that that's one of the things that, like, as you move through the world, I understand that people want to be like more direct and they want to say what they want to say, how they want to say it, and everybody wants to be honest. But you have to play the rules you have to also be aware of the impact of what it is you're trying to do.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because I think that that's dangerous. Like, I think it could be, if you don't temper yourself, I think it could be bad for the other person that you call yourself defendant.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. Like I said, you haven't been friends that long. You're friends because of your job, because of association.
Mm-hmm.
Where you're going, where you're coming from. You're not friends because you grew up together, you had something in common. That's not it.
Yeah, you're friends because you've been on the show together.
Right.
This ain't your homegirl. That's another thing. This ain't your homegirl.
Why are you going in so hard? Like,
right.
That for me, I just don't think Loren's coming from a sincere place. I think you're just trying to be the it girl, the one that everybody's talking about. And that's not even your personality, because you were always I mean, let's be honest. She was, she had problems. She's got problems. That's why you keep going for plastic surgery and fixing things that aren't there.
Mm-hmm.
You're an okay girl. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, well, and I think that because even that touches on like some of the things that I saw with Darcy, when between Darcy and Stacy, like their constant obsession with going under the knife because
mm-hmm.
you're constantly trying to seek that perfection because that to you is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's a lot to be said about confidence,
right?
Because like part of confidence isn't just you being all that in a bag of chips, but recognizing where you don't have things and being okay with it. There's a sense of acceptance when you have true confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like if you're 5 feet tall, you accept the fact that you're not the tallest person in the room, right. And you cool with it. You know what I mean? You roll with it. Like, that's the one thing. Like, a confident person. You ever have somebody with a outfit, and you like, look, you can pull that outfit off, but if you wear that shit, you gotta walk in. You gotta own the room. You have to own it. You can't question whether you should I be wearing this? This blazer work? You gotta go in there like, this is the blazer that was made for me. Mm. You understand what I mean? These suit pants, these clown ass pants, yes. Yes, these knee-high boots looking like Tim from what you call it with the Wonder Woman boots. You know what I mean? You walk in there with the boots. Can Tim pull it off? No, he looks weird. Because Tim doesn't have the confidence. He doesn't take up the space. Right. But there are guys who could walk in with them boots and they would kill the room. They'll kill a room. You know what I mean? He'd be like, look at that. Like Tim walking in, be like, look at what this guy playing pirates or something. Like, he playing superhero. Some guys walking there, he will walk in there with them boots. You wouldn't even recognize that he had on them knee-high boots. You wouldn't even recognize it. You would look at him and be like, okay. Look him right now. How you doing, Frank? What's going on, man? How's life going? You wouldn't even realize it because this is just his outfit. But that's the confidence doing that shit. You know what I mean? You have to have confidence. And that's what I mean. Like, because even with Darcy, to kind of go back to that other video that we did, with Darcy, she's talking about, I need to take a piece of myself. I don't want to give up. I want to at least have a piece of me. Woman, it's all you. When you take your ass to Bulgaria, you are there. You know what I mean? It don't matter whether you got eyeliner, makeup.
She took her face off and left it at home.
Yeah, I mean, she might have one of pop-offs. Pop old shit off and put it in a briefcase. Could you imagine? This the wrong face. This
veneer is her face.
Yeah. She's like, I'm mad. Pop that face off with the smile and put the frown face on with the angry eyebrows. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that that's part of it. Like you said, I think that Loren has her own set of issues that she has to work through. And I think that she has her own struggles, especially with dealing with a strong European, Eastern European man. Right. She has her own issues that she has to deal with, but don't take your issues and try to compound them into my problems or my situation. Right. You know what I mean? Because you could be creating a problem for me that I don't have.
And that was another thing when they were at dinner. Like, she's bringing up everybody else's issues. Like, girl, bring up your own. You want to talk about something? Bring up something in your house. But I was like, nobody's coming over to that house for dinner no more.
Right. And you know what else I don't like? I guess we'll wrap it up. But one of the other things that I don't like is when you go to somebody like that house, they want to spend the whole time talking about your shit. But like you said, they don't want to talk about their stuff. Right. And a way that you could talk to me about my stuff is if you say, look, you're going through ABC. I'm also going through ABC. I'm also sharing in those same type of problems. But it's very difficult when everybody else, you approach it like everybody else has problems, but your situation is perfect. Oh, my relationships are awesome. I mean, y'all, it's y'all. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's the whole thing. If you have somebody and you already know, everybody knows how Andre is. You don't have him come to your house and come up with, hard topics and heavy topics for him to talk about. You give him something that's light, and have fun with it and feel him out and see how everybody meshes together. You don't make the first supper, that one. Like, now we're going out tomorrow. Now it's uncomfortable because I told you
we're going to spend the whole weekend together.
I mean, get the hell out of my house.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't. That's just not dinner I would have.
Because you know what that's like? That's like you having like if you have a dinner party, right? You have friends coming over. What?
Ready for some cake?
Yeah, right. Cake, y'all. Surprise. But you have you have your friends come over and your buddies. And you might have one friend who every time there's booze present, he tried to drink the bar out. Right? And then when he gets smashed out, he's not one of them cool, funny, intoxicated people who get super social. He started to get violent and start yelling and screaming and trying to break shit. When you had that guy coming over to your house, you put all the liquor up. You know what I mean? That's kind of a step of what you saying. Like, you put all the booze away. You know what I mean? The strongest thing you have there is maybe soda. Right. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we got some Dr. Pepper. Y'all got anything to drink up now? We got Dr. Pepper and water. We got some lemonade. We got juice. We got tea. That's what we got. Y'all got some of that Long Island iced tea? Not for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not tonight. You know what I mean? This is my, especially this is my house.
Mm-hmm.
We're not breaking shit in my house.
Right. You guys
Yeah,
watch each other on the show.
Right.
It's
Right.
not like you don't already know how Andre is.
And especially if you push him, what could happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because Andre, as crazy as it is, like Andre, I've never seen him get physical with a lady on the show, but I have seen him get physical with the men.
Mm-hmm.
Like he is one of them guys, he will get physical. And so that puts not only in a situation where you guys can spoil your evening, but you could also be putting your husband in a bad spot where he might actually have to jump up and do something to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of them in there scrapping. So it's just not worth it. And especially at the end of the day, what are you trying to prove here?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's where I'm at. What are you trying to prove? Okay, fine, cool. You proved that you care about what's the name? And you would never go to Moldova. And that's one of the things too. You can't tell somebody what they can't do when it's something that you don't want to do or something you can't do.
Right.
You don't want to go to Moldova, but nobody asked your ass.
Right.
You okay. You can stay your ass in Florida for the rest of your life. And ironically, Loren actually moved to a different country. She moved to Israel with Andre.
Mm-hmm.
So it's weird that she's sitting there saying that you can't move because America and Florida is the best way to go. You got to be in Florida. And she moved with her husband because her husband wanted to go to a European country or go to a different country. Mm-hmm. Israel isn't in Europe, but I mean, that's kind of where it's at.
Mm-hmm.
So overall, did you have anything you wanted to say about it? Like you want to drop an F-bomb to Loren or
it's
two
just
fingers
not a
to Loren?
conversation I would start with, especially with my kids around.
Right,
and you
right.
already know it can turn heated.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's a good point too, because like some conversations, if you know you're about to have a conversation like that, you don't bring your kids with you.
Mm-mm.
Especially if there's somebody. I'm not a big fan of inviting people over to the house. Well, I guess in general, but I'm not a big fan of inviting people over to the house for dinner parties, especially when my kids are going to be present. It's my space where it could get violent or volatile.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we're going to have a conversation where it could potentially go left, then that's something we need to take offline. That's somewhere we need to go somewhere
Mm-hmm.
and have that conversation.
Right.
You know, and that way the kids don't have to watch you, mommy and daddy arguing and yelling at people.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, it's not good for anybody. So
once you start yelling, Andre's kid starts biting.
Yeah. When the voices go up, and you got the biter coming. You got Shark Boy taking hits on people. You know what I mean? He hitting other kids. Shit. You know what I mean?
I'm biting the right ones.
Yeah. That's his first move. Usually, if you biting somebody, that means you losing the fight. Like nobody's been winning a fight. You know what I mean? You lost that motherfucker. Like that's usually how that go. And so, but if this kid's first move is to bite your ass, yeah, he's a savage. Yeah. This kid is a beast. He's a damn caveman. You gonna have to unga bunga his ass. Get him up out of there. So, but did you have anything else you wanted to add to that? All right, she's like, I'm done with the foolishness. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is my take on reality. I bring in my special lady so she can talk about this foolishness with me. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Did you want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.
All right, she gave you a yawning goodbye. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. Thanks so much. That's our take. This has been my take on reality. Have a great one, and we out.
'Cause I've been living life right like I